Alright, now we're good. Oh yeah, remember I always have to fix the... Oh no, the audio's good. It's almost like I've done this before a few times. How's everybody doing? My shirt is like a journey. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to be reading some more of Dino Rift. I'm gonna make sure that I pause this over here, cause I don't want my computer to be overworking, cause it likes to do that. Okay. Now we're talking the group journey. Oh, okay, the band journey. Okay, that makes more sense. Like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so we left off at chapter 27. We're almost done. Look at this. So this is how much we've read, and this is how much we have left to go. It's been a second since I've read it, just because I had the music video shoots, and then I started playing Dredge, and that took all my attention. So, for my own sake and everybody here that remembers, I'm gonna go ahead and read the last couple paragraphs of the previous chapter, but when we get going, and then I'll continue reading chapter 27. So, yeah, I'll make sure. Let me see if he might not have seen it. Do 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 do. It's so bad today. It's so bad today. Okay. Not my Alexa being haunted or anything. Oh, dun 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 dun. Alright, so we got that going. I think we're good. How did you end up in the video music career? I started out with modeling when I was little. And then I've done acting, a lot of different acting stuff before. I've done several commercials through my life, here and there. I've done some short films, local films, couple feature films. I don't think either of them are out. One of them was supposed to be out during COVID, but COVID happened, and so it's been like 3 years behind. I don't know if it's ever going to come out. And then I did the TV show episode, not too long ago. And then music videos just started happening more and more. I don't know, just happened. It's like one of those things where people say, like, you know, you shouldn't just wait for things to fall into your lap, and you need to go after things. Like, things just fall in my lap, and it's nice. I'm just like, I don't know how long I can keep being lucky like that for, but I hope it keeps going. I literally just have people like reach out to me like, hey, we're gonna be doing this, would you be interested? This is how much it pays, this is what we would need you for, is this something that you'd be free for? I'm like, yep, sounds good to me. And I show up, I do my thing. They're like, we like working with you, we're doing another one this time, would you like to do it? I'm like, sure. And then somebody else sees that they're friends with, and they're like, oh yeah, we need somebody and she's perfect for it. Hey, I saw you on this one, like, we're doing this kind of a thing, would you be willing to work with us? I'm like, sure, I'll be there. Yeah. Yes, I've more than just those. I've done, and then the other one I did kind of recently. It might have been last year now. I don't know. Time gets away from me. Shallow Side. They're really awesome too. I did a music video with Shallow Side. They actually came back in town a few weeks ago, but it was just band shots. It wasn't like any people in their music video. Happy Easter! Yeah. Yeah, and then there was another one, I forget the name of them. I was in it for like a split second, though. You couldn't even really tell I was in it. They just needed kind of like somebody to be at the bar scene. And then Through Fire, that was Through Fire. And I also did another one for this girl. Oh God, what was her name? She's really sweet. And she's actually really, really talented. That was, I'm not gonna remember it. And it was like the river is the song. It's the song of the name of the song that I was in with her. Yeah, Slipknot. Yeah, I do like violin music. Yeah, I have a violin actually. I'm not good at it, but I've played around with it a bit. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Okay. And also, Count, I hope you're having a good Easter, or had a good Easter. Happy Easter to all, and to all happily ever after. I do get it. That's clever. I like that. Count, I hope you had a really good Easter. I hope everybody had a good Easter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this going. We're going to be writing. It's already written, so we don't need to write it. Reading Dino Rift. I need to slow the heck down if I'm going to read a bedtime story. I'm just like... This is why I hate taking Adderall when I have to. Because the next day when I don't take it, I'm all a mess. Cool. Sits for Corey. Oh, okay. Okay. So we're going to be reading... Wait, hold on. Hello, I came here to remind you to stay awesome. I'll always be awesome as long as you remind me. Love you. Hope we have a good Easter. Hi. Okay. Good evening. We will be reading Dino Rift by Derek Borne. I'm sorry. Okay. Calming it down. Okay. As always, we will be reading the previous chapter's last few paragraphs so that we can remember where we are at, mostly for my sake, but also for your sake. And as always, if you've missed previous chapters, the recordings of these book readings are on my YouTube channel, which is the same name as this name here, and there's also a link for it in the bio. Hello! Calm? Yes, and I'm currently on my YouTube live as well. It records, so it stays in there. At first I was gonna try to do a session, like recordings, where it's like none of this stuff, like none of my mess ups and just ridiculous distractions, but I didn't have the energy to do that, so this is what I got. Welcome! Okay, so Dino Rift, the last section, or the last page of chapter 26. As much as sorry, I was trying so hard. Okay, get it together. As much as she still held some hatred for him, Viv had never been able to handle crying men. Being face to face with someone dealing with so much turmoil made her eyes brim with tears. I'm sorry. Once he realized he'd invaded her personal space, Sebastian stood up and backed away. We've all got our own crap to deal with. Running tense fingers through his hair, he turned his back on her in shame. Work consumed me and I stopped paying attention to her. Every mistake keeps haunting me. Viv kept silent. Sebastian pointed in the direction of the Soracor base. That outpost is our best shot. I get that you hate me, but if I leave you here alone and something bad happens, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. A few seconds dragged by until Vivian spoke up. Half an hour, then we'll go. So they're waiting for the rest of the group to hopefully catch up with them, since I think she fell in the water or was dragged off in the water. I don't know, they got separated. Cowboy! I got some almond milk, and I have like 4 bottles of water that are all half drank. Hello! Welcome. Thank you for sharing the live, and thank you for tapping the screen to give me my live some likes. I appreciate that so much. We are reading Dino Rift by Derek Borne. If you would like to get your own copy, or follow along with me when I do my readings, the link for it is in my Amazon storefront, and the link for my Amazon storefront is in my bio. And if you just go to like the list, once you get to my storefront, it should have the section where it's like has other books on it. It might be this one, I'm not sure. But this book and the second series, like the second book of the series, is in there as well for you to buy. Thank you, crew. Okay, chapter 27. How is that even possible? Andrew Lancaster simply stared at his friend. Once he'd parked, Evan Eckert whipped his seatbelt off. I'm telling you, I saw Vivian on the other side of whatever that thing was. I just saw Cara messaged. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Cowboy. I hope you had a good Easter. I'm sorry, I'm just... Okay. Focus. Okay. In the back seat, Cassie Eckert showed Denise Lancaster the bit of footage she took from her cell phone of the event at the gas station. Denise had watched the video a few times. How does that even happen? Maybe we'll get some answers here. Evan hopped out of the SUV. At a dinosaur museum? Cassie hesitated to join her husband. Already outside the vehicle, Andrew popped his head back in. As weird as all of this is, most of the time, weird can usually be explained by something simple. Ain't that the truth? Hello! Welcome. We're reading Dino Rift by Derek Borne. I understand on TikTok it is backwards, but if you go to my YouTube live, it's correct. But I definitely like the lighting on the TikTok way better. I don't know what's wrong with my YouTube. Anyways, let's continue and not get distracted anymore. Andrew jogged up beside Evan just as he'd reached the glassed front doors of Soracor. You really think you'll get answers here? Whipping one of the doors open, Evan marched with purpose. First, I see Viv alive. Then I'm told she's died. She died in a freak truck fire? Whoever it was from here that called it in makes all of this seem a little fishy to me. Hopefully you're right. More than anything, Andrew held onto a sliver of optimism. Please be right. The young redhead at the ticket desk smiled as the two men approached. Good afternoon. Welcome to Soracor. For how many? Evan went into serious mode. We're not here to look around. Oh, what can I help you? We'd like to speak to the manager or owner or whoever's at the top of the chain here, Evan requested, eager to get down to business with no nonsense. Across the lobby, Felicia Voorhees paused in conversation with one of the guards. The redhead tried to keep her customer service voice secure. I'm sorry, sir, but to see a board member you'll need to make an appointment. As he gripped the edge of the counter, Evan leaned in. Listen, someone who works here called in an accident which had led to our children's supposed deaths. He pointed at himself and Andrew, then realized he needed to rein himself in a bit. Please, we just want to speak to whoever it was. You must be looking for me, then. Felicia's heels clicked against the sandy-colored tile as she made her way over. I'm Miss Voorhees. You're the fathers of the deceased? We are, Andrew answered in a less intimidating manner than he figured his friend would have used. Such a horrible thing, she responded, making sure to make eye contact with both of them. Gotta sell this. Able to think of something unrelated but sad to her, she willed her eyes to convey compassion. There's no way for me to comprehend what you're going through. Confused more than anything, Evan countered. Felicia hadn't expected that kind of answer. Can we help either of you in any way? More determined than ever, Evan stepped forward. Yeah, you can. Andrew stepped in front of him. Obviously, some of us aren't taking what's happened very well. Of course, this must be an emotional time for you. She wiped the bottom of her eyelids of the faked speck of tears. In her purse, her cell phone rang a jingle. Excuse me for 1 moment. She pulled the phone out and identified the sender as one of the Soracor scientists. Science wing. Now. Another rift popped open. After trying to hide an alarmed stare at the message, she turned back to the pair of fathers. I apologize, but I have a meeting in 5 minutes. Felicia shook their hands as she gave her farewell. Again, I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, I bet she is. We are reading Dino Rift by Derek Borne. The Terminator! The Terminator, thank you for the rose! Oh, really? That's funny. Yeah, the video's nicer here. I can't ever get the lighting right on my YouTube for some reason. I think it's just like the YouTube. Yay, bedtime stories! Let me see. Yeah. Well, I have my Shure mic for my YouTube, so yeah, makes sense. I just for anybody who just stop. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Evan tensed his jaw. Interesting choice of word. Having only taken a few steps away from them, she turned around. Excuse me? Worried that his friend may be getting too extreme, Andrew grabbed his arm. Ev, be careful. Resolved to not leave without answers, Evan ripped his arm away from Andrew. This may be totally out there, but something tells me that our kids are lost, not dead. Felicia gave him a doubtful glance. What makes you... Some massive ring of electric something appeared at the gas station in town, where I was filling up before coming out to the so-called accident. Evan only took one last step toward her and pointed a finger back at Andrew. It sent water pouring into the building, and on the other side of whatever it was, I saw his daughter swimming toward me. Felicia mustered all she had to keep her countenance in check. You must be mistaken. Then I'm told you were there. You were the one who called, finding our kids burnt to a crisp on the side of the road. At this point, Evan's entire body burned with intensity, making him unzip his jacket and reach inside. Is coincidental the right word here? Felicia came up with a quick excuse. That's entirely circumstantial. Then explain this. The security guards in the room had no chance to upholster their guns in time. Evan revealed a wiggling creature to the whole room. Once the electric thing closed and the water dispersed, this little guy had landed at my feet. After holding the pill bug-like anthropod up in the air for a few seconds, he set the shelled animal on the tile floor. I believe you Corps people would recognize it as trilobite. Felicia stared at the curious brownish-gray marine creature. Damn, he's onto us. Shocked, Andrew gave him a quizzical look. You had that in your jacket this whole time? Now that he had her attention, Evan folded his arms. Would you like to give me a new statement to the Would you like to give a new statement to the police? In a split-second decision, she swirled around, calling out, Guards, remove them from the premises, with force if required. As soon as the command left her mouth, Evan bent down and scooped up the flattish, squirming trilobite into his jacket. What did you do with my son? Where is he? Finally, Andrew clued in to his buddy's insinuation as two guards swarmed in. Hey, lady, about to charge at her. The two security men seized him by the arms. Let go of me, damn it. Back outside, the wives had been keeping an eye on the front entrance. The doors flew open as their husbands got tossed out of the building by Corps security. Both men stumbled back and regained their footing. Hey, Andrew managed to snag Evan's arm before he could attempt to march back inside. Hey, let's go, Ev. Don't chance it. The four guards kept watch, prepared to act as a barrier. To keep them out. About to leave for the SUV, Evan turned back. You tell your higher-ups I'll be bringing the police with me next time. Ooh. That's the end of chapter 27. Alright, water time. How's everybody doing? Nom 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 nom. Is that a trilobite on your pack, or are you just happy to see me? How is everybody's Easter? I think I'm finally starting to get tired. That sounds nice. I got a headache coming on. There we go. Get my neck back on straight. Alright. Had a nice ham dinner. Ooh, that sounds nice. Compliments on your t-shirt. Why, thank you. Thank you. That sounds nice. Ham dinner. Yeah, all I had was a Penn Station sandwich. It was tasty. Crunch. Did you hear that? Did you hear my neck crunch? All right. Let's get back into chapter 28. We're almost done, you guys. But don't worry. We have a second book coming our way. Let me remind myself how many chapters. These must be shorter chapters coming up because we're at chapter 28, but it has like 50 chapters. So they must start getting shorter or something. All right. Chapter 28. Growls emanated from Cameron's stomach. Sounds like it's supper time. Slowing down, Emily Ann knelt to unzip her backpack. Would you like the usual apple, or maybe try to scrounge around for something else? Apple's fine. EA picked up on the wariness behind his short reply. We're going to find her. We've been going for almost a couple hours now. Hunger became the last peg pulled out from under him. The amount of anxious time away from Vivian had eaten away at his mental state. I'm trying hard to hope for the best, but she... Unable to voice his growing concerns, he chewed on his bottom lip. She might be around that next corner. She hoped to keep his morale up. By now the sun had passed its noon position in the sky. Hopefully we can make it to her before nightfall. We'll have to set up camp again. Sounds good. I like the sound of that. I'm getting hungry again. Anxiety took over, making his feet fail to respond and come to a full stop. I never got to say it back. Say what? Since EA had been up on the riverbank when they lost Viv, she hadn't heard their exchange of words in the water. Before she slipped away from me, she started to say... All feeling seemed to drain out of his body, like a mountain crashing down on him. Cam buckled at the knees, unable to bear the weight of it unable to bear the weight of it anymore. She was about to tell me that she loved me. Oh, Cameron. In moments of loss, EA had never been confident in her ability to be comforting to a griever. I understand that. The loss of a loved one is never easy, no matter what circumstances. In Cameron's case, he'd only just comprehended that his love for her had grown over the years to a much deeper level. The term best friend encompassed a whole new meaning to him, which he now accepted within himself. Love. Such a simple little word can also be big and sometimes terrifying to say. Then it had floated out of her mouth. Cut off by the obnoxious rushing water, she'd still managed to reveal what her heart had yearned to say. All this time, Kim finally spoke after wading through his emotions. All those times when she'd cancel her plans to spend an afternoon with me, even if it was just to go somewhere and not even end up doing much of anything at a park or something. Heck, those are the best times. EA smiled. Doing nothing with someone you love can mean everything. Every time she nudged or even punched my shoulder, even thinking about it made him rub his left shoulder with the new appreciation. Always figured it had been a subtle way of showing her affection. Never knew how deeply. An exasperated sigh left his mouth as he kicked some grass. You're an idiot, Cam. I've been so brainless and blind. If he'd said that when they'd first met, EA would have agreed with him. You're not stupid. To let off some steam, Cam strode over to what he discovered to be a large and lush raspberry bush. Then why did it have to take a dangerous situation like this for me to finally see that I... He picked some more berries and held them in the palm of his hand. Love her too? Coming up beside him to pick some raspberries for herself, she still had no idea of how to even begin to console him. At least you've got someone who cares for you that way. After popping some of the larger-than-modern-day fruit in his mouth, he got little comfort from the tartness and burst of juice. No one's missing you back home? Nah, I don't need anyone to miss me either, she answered with a proud grin. Spent most of my life working on how to make myself happy first. Gotta learn to love yourself before you're ready to love someone else and all that jazz. Grr. EA gave him an odd stare. Was that your stomach again, or did I upset you? Dino sticks, no! You know, that's not the first time I've heard that. I just don't know if I'd have the patience to write a book. I can talk. I'll do an audiobook maybe, not a very good, concise one. It'll go all over the place, but... thank you for the roses! Thank you for the likes, guys. Thanks for tapping the screen. And sending me likes. I appreciate that. Okay. Ooh, more pictures. Cam gave her a side glance. That definitely wasn't me. Growl. A creature with the head the size of a shopping cart flopped onto the raspberry bush with a threatening roar. Ooh. As Cam fell backward from the surprise, he noticed it had 2 rows of teeth on both its upper and lower jaws. Holy baby Yoda! I'm using that. He flung the remaining berries into the air as he staggered backward. How did we not see that thing? EA also tumbled back and winced as her duffel bag broke the fall. Residual pain emanated from her possibly cracked rib. Damn it! This guy doesn't look too friendly. Keep your distance, Cam. Once the animal's prominent, violet sail could be seen from behind the brush, she identified the species. Dimetrodon. Where's the pronunciation part of that? I don't see the pronunciation part. Come on. The one time. Alright. So it's a Dimetrodon. Dimetrodon. This guy. Ooh. Just need a ghost ride, I know, right? Thank you for the rose. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Holy baby Yoda! Totally using that from now on. Thankfully, the massive creature didn't come any closer. A carnivore? Cameron hopped back onto his feet. Once the initial scare had worn off, EA stepped toward the thrashing lizard. Only one way to find out. Cam couldn't take his eyes off the steak knife-like fangs snapping at the air. You freaking serious, Em? It's not coming at us, she countered, inching her way around the bush, almost like it can't move. That's supposed to be a good thing, right? On the other side, EA gained a better vantage point of the creature. Oh, I know what's going on. Poor guy. I need it for my walk on. Oh, he's probably trapped by the horrible evil people. Oh, poor guy. Okay, let me read it to see if I actually figure if that's actually what's going on before I get ahead of myself. Rays of sun turned parts of its purplish sail to a pinkish hue. The purple blended into the main body almost to where it looked black to onlookers. Streaks of golden stripes flowed down from its shoulders to the tip of its tail. The Dimetrodon wailed like a lion mixed with a snake's hiss. Ooh, that's cool. Let's see. Rouse. Let me try. Let me see. Rouse. Maybe it's star. I don't know. That's my best guesses. Ah. Whoa, big guy. Since they hadn't encountered any meat eaters yet, EA remained guarded as she approached it even closer. I'm not gonna hurt you. Every muscle flexed as the Dimetrodon whipped its girthy, strong tail to and fro in panic. Aww. I just want to hug him. Make him feel better. And a few feet away from its head, she noticed moisture running down under its right eye. Oh, it's crying, you guys! Gosh. This is so... it's crying! Poor helpless dinosaur that's crying because stupid men ruin everything. God, okay. It's just a book. It's just a book. It's just a book. It's fake. It's not even real. It's not even an actual occurrence, ever. It's not even possible. Okay. It's in pain, she called over. Cam remained by the river. As long as it stays over there and doesn't cause me any, that's fine. The Dimetrodon yanked on its front left foot but couldn't budge. Its growls morphed into sad whines. EA crouched down as her fear lessened. What's got you, huh? Reaching out, she pulled back some tall grass. Oh man, you poor thing. About to take a step forward, Cameron's curiosity grew. Hopefully it'll be fine. The manger saved me. Is it okay? I'm gonna need your help with this, Cam. The reptile's squirming and flailing kept him skeptical. You want me over there beside it? If we don't get this trap off its foot, it might lose the appendage, she fired back, almost annoyed with him like their earlier time together. It's like a bear... I knew it. It's like a bigger bear trap. I knew it. Freaking Soracor. The anchor spikes way too deep in the ground. The anchor spikes way too deep in the ground to pull out. The anchor... Wait, maybe it's like the anchor's spike. Or the anchor spike is way too deep in the ground to pull out. That's probably what it meant to say. Halfway to them, Cam noticed the Dimetrodon close its eyes in agony. The groans of suffering moved him to stride even faster to join EA. So how do you propose... Jeez, that guy looks deadly. We, free this poor thing. Get your hands on the other side of the clamp and pull. Cam glanced at the animal's head, then back to her. On the side where the teeth are? Damn it, Cam, do you want to free it or not? Seconds went by before he thrust his apprehension aside. Once he'd squeezed between the Dimetrodon's head and the berry bush, he gained a clear view of the creature's eyes, which leaked defeat. Gosh, that's just like, it just keeps piling it on. I can't take it, man. I can't take it. Okay. It's just a bug. It's just a bug. With the bulky reptile in front of him, Cameron truly came to understand that essentially Soracor was a corporation of poachers. Yeah, you think? Dangerous or not, no creature deserved to be unethically trapped. Exactly. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Especially by a company that doesn't care about the well-being of the animals it captures. Exactly. Cam positioned his hands on the clamp's other jaw. Okay, we doing this on 3? Though her hands still stung, EA held on as best as she could. 3, 2, 1, now. Between the two of them, the trap opened only by a smidge. Metal teeth still dug into the Dimetrodon's wrist. By now the foot had become drenched in... Oh, God. I know, right? The jostle of the humans trying to free it only caused more red fluid to seep out. It's too... Cam grunted. Get a really sturdy stick. Some stones. Gotta get leverage in there, dude. Come on. It's just a book. It's not real. It won't budge. Just keep going. Determined to save the helpless creature, EA let out a roar of exertion. We can do this. For a moment, Cam became fully aware of fearsome teeth only inches away as the Dimetrodon let out another whine. Yellow spots along its lips and eyes added a vibrant beauty to the animal he hadn't seen yet. As his abs and arms began to shudder from exertion, Cam had the Dimetrodon rest its heavy head against his chest. Keto, come here. I need cuddles. Its tough scales grazed his chin. Aw, that's not scary at all. Come on, EA screamed through clenched teeth. Both humans closed their eyes, giving it all they could. Overhead, a large shadow swept by. A residual breeze swayed the surrounding grass and met their skin. Cam picked up on the momentary blockage of sunlight. Should we be worried by that? Unwilling to let go, she yelled out, "Can't stop now. Pull!" Gosh. Okay. I'm pulling as hard as I can. Seeing no way of freeing the beast, his confidence... There has to be like a pin, you know? Like, look for the pin in the hinge part, you know? There's gotta be a hinge that you just undo. I think. Something. Seeing no way of freeing the beast, his confidence quaked just as much as his entire body. It's not budging. Opening her eyes, she locked her gaze into his. "Don't give up on me, Cat." To her left, a foot slammed down on one of the trap's spring levers. See, that's what I'm saying. There was a spring. There's a lever or something. The person arched their body over the Dimetrodon's foot, their hands pressing down on the other lever. I'm like trying not to read ahead, like in a hurry. The unexpected assistance eased the snare open enough for the animal to finally slip its wrist free. I bet it's the... Wait, what? Okay, don't read ahead. Once the creature limped back a bit, Cameron and EA released their grips. The trap's teeth snapped back together. Whimpering, the Dimetrodon rubbed its head against the teenager's torso. Aww. Can they, like, it needs medical attention. Fast. Cameron patted the side of its head as he sat back to rest. Then he stared up at the man who'd come to their aid. "Thanks, who are you exactly?" Back on her feet, EA noticed the man's bushy red beard. Freckles under his smiling eyes made her stare in utter disbelief. "Dad?" "Oh, it's her dad!" But are they gonna, like, is it gonna be fine? Like, is it, like, is the leg fine? Is it saved? You know, is it gonna heal fine? Do they have antibiotics for it? Do they have bandages? Some Neosporin, maybe? Some stitch it up? I don't know. I'm very concerned about this dinosaur's leg right now. In this fictional book. I know, can we bring him Tiny? Yes! Oh, man. I am so upset by this. And it's not even a real thing. I don't know why. I can't help it. Alright. So, that's the end of that chapter. We are reading Dino Rift by Derek Borne. So, yeah. We are on chapter 29. Okay, how's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Happy Easter. Well, Easter's almost over, but happy Easter as of still. So, you know, hope everybody's doing good. Had a good day. Wonderful evening. Yeah, I'm doing good. I really should have gotten some, like, melatonin or something. I knew tonight I was gonna be not able to go to sleep. Alright, let's continue on to chapter 29. Thank you again. We're up to 2,700 likes. I appreciate that. Tapping the screen, sending me those likes. I appreciate it greatly. Oh, you guys. Okay. Stop ADHD. Okay. Just, never mind. Staying on track. Okay. Alright, chapter 29. Space and time. Two of the most essential things in the universe, as well as being the hardest to fathom when it comes to things like time travel and rifts. As Vivian tried to wrap her head around it all, she kept having a Nundasuchus dinosaur bump into her leg every few feet as they followed an ex-businessman through a prehistoric forest. More times than not, she kept asking herself, am I losing my mind? Okay, like, this is just, like, I just want to be around a lot of animals right now. Keto, I need an animal fix. Keto, I need you to come cuddle with me. Keto. I'm gonna go get Keto. Hold on. Let me try to scoot back. Wait, hold on. Oh, you're coming. Come here. I was coming to get you. Come on, Kiki. Come on. Here's a good baby. Here's a good baby. Come here. Come here. Yeah, I was coming to come get you. I didn't know you heard me. Come in. Come in. Come in. Come cuddle with me. Come in. Come in. Come in. Here's a good baby. Yeah, come here. No, not there. That's my milk. Come here. Milk isn't good for kitties. Come here. I got a comfy spot for you. It's super comfy. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. Here, we'll make it to your liking. There, it's super perfect now. Live prompt. Okay. We're gonna get keto situated and then we will continue on with the next chapter. Come on, baby. Oh, here, I'll make it easier for you. There you go. Come on. I'm just gonna look over here. Sometimes if I pretend like I'm not paying him any attention, he comes and cuddles with me. Come here. Come in. Come here. See the kind of scratches you get right there? You can have them over here. Scratchy, scratchy. Come here. You can have the scratchy, scratchies over here. Scratchy, scratchy here. Come here. Come here. Come on. There. Is that better? There. Yeah? Come on. Is that good to get viewers too? Yeah. Come on, baby. Why you don't want to come on my lap? You always like to come on my lap. Sometimes you yell at me until I realize that you're yelling at me and turn my desk or my chair around so that you can go onto my lap. Come here. Come here. I see you. There you go. Here we go. Okay, now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. Now we can continue. All right. All right. See, look at what you get when you get a cuddle on my lap. I need emotional cuddle support right now. The book is getting emotionally challenging for me. All right. There we go. That's better. That's what we're talking about. All right. Okay. Chapter 29. I'm my live right now. That's pretty good. I like that. I'm gonna try that. Okay. If you are just joining us, we are reading Dino Rift by Derek Borne, and we are now on chapter 29. Oh, I already read some of it. Never mind. Alright. Am I losing my mind? Come on, keep up. Up ahead, Sebastian checked the map on his cell phone and shoved it back into his pant pocket. We might be able to make it there before nightfall. Pulled out of her thoughts, she crossed her arms as she strolled. Forgive me for being a bit frightened over where I am right now. In a quick spin as he walked, Sebastian glanced at her. If you speed it up a bit, we may not have to worry about being here for much longer. Viv went silent. To her left, Nandy sauntered along like a trained pet. It snapped its gaze to anything and everything that made a noise. Hey, like me! Adding more quirky charm to the primordial reptile. Under her breath, Viv whispered, "Sick 'em, Nandy." The dinosaur careened off to the right to stick its snout into a small bed of tall flowers with bulbous ends, picked a few out of its mouth, and returned to its human friend. Not quite what I had in mind, dummy. She shook her head while chuckling. Taking a note from the creature, she went over and ripped some of the plants out for herself. After taking a nibble of the stem, she recognized the subtle bite. Hey, these are chives, I think. She plucked one of the purple buds off the top and began chewing. The things you don't think about. Did you say chives? Sebastian ended up turning around to see for himself. I'm starving. Hey, chives are good. Find your own grub, she countered with a cheek full of chive flowers. Sebastian bit his tongue. A quick survey of the area helped him figure out where they'd plucked them from. He passed the teenager and dinosaur on his way over to the edible garden, or vegetation. I don't know why I said garden. You'd be surprised how much food there actually is out here. Once he scooped up I'm making up words. Once he scooped up a handful for himself, he lagged behind a few feet. Some of the guys back, Sebastian winced. They, even tried some dragonfly. Said it wasn't horrible. Yeah, no. She swallowed another bite of the stems. I've already decided I'm not eating any bug meat, under no circumstances whatsoever. I'm on a bug-free diet. He cleaned off one of the wild chive bulbs and picked off the roots. Sounds like you had a rather unpleasant run-in. I had to kill a giant millipede to save my friend. You? He stopped chewing. You killed an arthropleura? Knife to the head. Viv kept trudging along. Let that be a warning to you. Okay, then. Once he swallowed down the morsel, he caught up to a few feet away from her. Not a fan of awkward silences, he cleared his throat. So, you and your boyfriend thought you could actually break into our museum? Mention of the word boyfriend made her slow down a little. We just wanted to do some crazy teen stuff, that's all. The more her mind combined Cameron and boyfriend together, it made her want to turn back and head for the river. This turned into quite the backfire, then. She snorted. Understatement. Her abrupt reply led to another uncomfortable quiet. Both of the humans ended up watching the Nundasuchus trot along, checking things out as they moved forward. So, Sebastian picked a fleck of vegetable out of his teeth. You're from Utah, then? She sighed. Seriously? Petty small talk? Hands up into feet, he responded. Man, you're just full of sass, huh? Oh, believe me, Viv shot back a confident smirk. I haven't even fully opened my can of sass on you yet. Dude tried, essentially sent her to her death, and he's complaining about her sass. Typical. Typical! Oh, that was the end of that chapter. I guess they are getting shorter. Chapter 30. Sweetie, I can't believe you're actually here. Sniffles worked their way between Emily and uttering, It's you, it's really you. Bear hugging her father, she refused to let go. The longer she held onto him, the more she squeezed. To have him in her arms again gave her the strength and faith she'd almost given up on. And you're still alive. Theodore chuckled. There's been some close calls. Off to the side, letting the family members reconnect, Cameron called over. Of the dinosaur kind? Pulled out of the glee Theo had wrapped himself up in, he gave the teen a slightly perplexed stare. If that were the case, I would have been dead 4 days after I was thrown through. Once he broke away from his daughter, he stepped closer and held an open hand out. I'm Theo, by the way. Cameron Eckert. His hand met the scientist's weathered palm. Feel like I've learned a fair bit about you already. That so? Theo smirked, curious about the kid's link to EA. Have you two known each other long? A laugh erupted from EA. He blackmailed me into sneaking him and his friend into Zoracor because they wanted a night tour. While she'd been talking, she fished a hand into a duffel bag. Long story short, they were thrown through the rift with me. Contentment on Theo's face altered to disdain at the mention of the company's name. Even after 5 years, it left a horrible taste in his mouth. Those wretched monsters are still disposing of their problems that way, huh? Unfortunately. EA pulled out her father's journal and presented it to him as if it were a sacred item. We use this as our guide. His disdain waned back into pleasure in a mere second. Mouth open and excitement in his eyes, he flipped through the pages. My notes! All of my early notes! As he held it open with one hand, he ran the other hand through his copper-red hair. I can't believe he still have it after all this time. Delighted to simply search his sky-blue eyes again, she couldn't stop smiling. Of course, it's all I had left of you, Dad. As soon as she'd uttered the last word, his eyes brimmed with tears. He managed a chuckle while pulling her in close with his left arm, and kissed her on the forehead. His chin tremored, making his beard tickle her as he shook his head a little. This is something else. Upon turning around, Cam noticed the Dimetrodon hadn't made it far from where it had been trapped. More than likely, it had needed a moment to rest. To heal, to get medical attention. The whole situation replayed in his mind, which brought him to an inquiry. All this time we'd been looking for you. How'd you end up finding us, Theo? I had a little help. After taking a moment to compose himself, the scientist raised an eyebrow. Allow me to introduce a friend of mine. I bet you it's a jam. I think I already know. Pinky fingers to the corner of his mouth, he positioned his tongue and blew a shrilling whistle. What started as a gentle breeze increased to enough wind to rustle the hair on everyone's head. Even the surrounding trees swayed like lapping waves of an ocean. Wow! High above the clearing, a massive winged dinosaur revealed itself. I knew it! EA and Cam gazed in absolute awe. Theo wore a big grin. Leaves kicked up. Grass looked as if it would rip right out from the dirt due to the sheer force the creature produced. Each flap of its wings lessened in strength as it lowered itself to the humans. Backing away, Cam's wonder morphed into a respectful fear. Holy mother of slam! The bird-like reptile's back feet hit the ground, followed by its 3-toed claws attached to its wing, almost completely black. The creature, it's like a where's it's like a toothless. We're just gonna pretend it's toothless, okay? We're pretending it's toothless right here. Almost completely black, the creature had the same yellowish spots like the one that had been seen earlier. A closer look revealed streaks of tiger orange from its shoulders to the wingtips. Black continued up its slender neck until the same shade of orange began under its chin until the dangerous, lethal beak took over. This thing is... Cam ended up falling backward as he took in the immense stature of the animal. Freaking huge. Dumbfounded, EA remembered the large shadow moments before her dad had shown up. Were you flying that thing? Oh, come on! How cool is that? The other's reaction made Theo laugh. Meet Quinley, we do. Okay, whew, I'm like, do we not get a pronunciation assistance here? We do. We'll figure out how to pronounce it in a moment. A blend of confusion and intimidation formed on Cam's face. What? Questcoat, huh? Say it this way. Theo strolled right up and rubbed the pterosaur's muscular back. Quetzalcoatlus. That actually doesn't help much. Quetzalcoatl Atlas. Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus. It's a Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus. We're just gonna call it toothless. Thunderbolt! Thank you, thank you. Hand wave, thank you to Terminator. Once thought to be from the late Cretaceous period, found in North America, interestingly enough, EA kept her distance. Apparently everyone likes using alliteration names. It's back on his feet. Cam gulped as the tip of the animal's beak came within a foot from his face. As tall as a giraffe. Like a cowboy with his horse, Theo patted Quinley at the base of its neck. That's the average height of their species. Some are even taller and have the wingspan of a small plane or jet. Which brings me back to my question, since her dad didn't show any trepidation. Oh, he got off my lap. Hi, baby. Cake! I did get some birthday cake, actually, never mind. A little bit. Bye, Toothless. Okay. EA approached it a little closer. Did you fly it here? Once he'd cleared his throat, Theo clicked his tongue against the inside of his teeth twice. In response, Quinley brought its right shoulder lower to the ground. I am so jealous right now. Cam snorted in disbelief. You trained it? How to train your dragon! How to train your... Hold on, let me go back. How to train your Quetzalcoatlus. Okay. Hi! Thank you for the rose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Grunting as he pulled himself up onto the front of the Quetzalcoatlus on Toothless's back, Theo locked his legs around its neck. Wasn't easy. With his hands on its scaly hide, he began scratching. Took me over half a year to get her to trust me. Ain't that right, girl? The scientist's scratching made the dinosaur squeal with joy, and it began swaying its large head from side to side. Aww. And to better answer your question of how I initially found you, I keep tabs on SoraCore operations. Glancing back and forth between her and Cam, he grinned. When I saw your campfire from above, I had to check it out with some other friends of mine first. From where she stood, EA gave her father an odd stare. Ecstatic to finally see him after 5 years, to be in his parental presence once again gave her the greatest sense of comfort she'd experienced in a long time. Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, it has assistance for pronunciations in the book. I like how Derek does that for us. But still with the pronunciation guide, Quetzalcoatlus, Quetzalcoatlus, Toothless. It's now Toothless. Being in his arms again stirred up her heart, yet something seemed lacking in his eyes. EA gazed up at him. Dad, can we talk? Do you think you could help us find someone else? Cam grew excited as he hoped using a flying reptile could aid in their search for Vivian. We got split up from farther up the river. Theo furrowed his brow. There's another person? Instead of chatting further about what she wanted, EA gave in to Cam's beseeching. Her name's Vivian, blondish hair. She saved me from a giant millipede earlier. Theo's creased brows arched up to attention. Gotta watch out for those anthropluros. Nasty things. Yeah, we know all about that. Impatience made its way into Cam's tone. Can you help us find her? She means a lot to me. The teen's plea made Theo nod. Hop on. I'm gonna ride a dinosaur! I'm doing good. I'm just great. How are you doing? Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Minus the pain. Definitely did a chiropractor and massage visit. Man. Maybe tomorrow. EA and Kim exchanged shocked glances. It's perfectly safe, Sierra reasoned in full confidence. There's no way she'll be able to keep up with us. Oh, sorry. There's no way you'll be able to keep up with us, and I can't just leave you here. He scanned the clearing with alert eyes. Plus, Soracor team of brutes might find you out here. Wouldn't want you to be around when they don't find their Dimitrodon meal ticket. Give me a boost. Well, are they gonna bring the Dimitrodon? Like, are they gonna help it more? Like, are they gonna, like, bandage its leg or something? Happy Easter, Valentine! You're up late. Oh, snap. Thank you for the rose again. Oh, wait, no. I got ahead of myself. Give me a boost, Cam. Ye lifted a foot, which the teen cradled with his interlocked hands. Got any barf bags on board, just in case? Up on the Toothless's back, she reached down to grab Cam's hand. For the record, Cam's right hand clasped into hers. This might just be the most insane thing I've ever done. I'm totally jelly. It did go well. It went really well. Yeah, it went well. It was yesterday and today was actually a really quick shoot. But it went well. It did well. Today's shoot, I had no idea what, because he changes his mind like every 5 seconds. And I don't know. I was just like, my mind, I think, just because I was tired, and then I took my Adderall yesterday, but I didn't take it today, and I think I was just, like, super confused, and I was not able to, like, function normally, and so I was, like, all confused, and, like, just, I don't know, I was in a weird mood. It was weird. But I took a nap, and then I felt fine. But it went well. It went well. I was asleep, just woke up. That makes sense. Yawn. Yeah. Alright. We are into chapter 31 of Dino Rift. Let's try one more chapter. It's midnight. Let's read one more chapter, and then we can call it a night. Okay? Okay. Chapter 31. In a laboratory within the science wing of Soracor, Felicia had met with a group of scientists. She kept rubbing her neck, trying to keep tension at bay. Dr. Winters, are you saying this rift popped open on its own? The head scientist, a bob-cut brunette, nodded. Essentially, yes. There's no way of predicting anything like it, another expert added. Reports indicate a pair of Chasmosaurus came through. A huff left Felicia's chest, which turned into an exasperated sigh. I'll let our friends in Houston know. They'll dispatch a retrieval team. It's going to be one heck of a story to twist for the media, though. First time for everything. What the scientist said made Felicia shake her head. Elasmosaurus's fueling nests reports in Scotland was one thing. Now Houston and another rift in town earlier today. Must be silly. Good night. Sounds good. Have a good night. Yeah, this is a really short chapter, so literally this is all we have left. I was right. They are going to get super short. Did you say you're going to call me good night? Close enough. Where do we even begin? Frazzled, Dr. Winters left the group and hurried over to a computer. Furious typing from her fingers brought up a program with an indicator screen. Residual rift energy. My God. It probably happened less than an hour ago, Felicia brought out, wondering if it would help in any way. Had an angry father bring a live trilobite into our facility for proof. What? Dr. Spear, the other head scientist, gave her an agitated look. Who did that? We have bigger issues than that. Felicia went back to rubbing her taut neck muscles. Keep me in the loop if anything else transpires. Heading for the door, she heard the people behind her squabbling and throwing scientific terms around. As she walked out into the hallway, her phone made a little ding. Due to the time she'd spent in the lab, she now realized how preoccupied she'd been as she scrolled through texts she'd missed from her assistant. L. Cook wants a 3-for-deal Velociraptors for $825K each. She answered, Need to get rid of them. Tell him $950K and throw in a Triceratops juvie. Then she came to the latest message. Bartoloni called. Will be arriving at 4 p.m. Later that evening, she would be holding a conference call with the rest of Soracor higher-ups to welcome Bartoloni into their circle. Oh, God. With everything else going on with the rifts, she found it difficult to pull herself away from worrying about them. Maybe there are other rift issues happening elsewhere. Should I bring it up? And that's the end of that message. I just saw the video with the photo shoot. So awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did that one the week before my birthday. So that was like the Sunday before April 2nd. That was a really fun one, too. They're always fun. Good night, sir. All right. So we're going to go ahead and stop there. I don't think I have the emotional capacity for Bartoloni, if that is what chapter he's going to be coming in back in. I've had enough extreme emotional feelings going on today in this book. So, yeah. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I know it's like super late and like most people are already sleeping, so I appreciate the hangout. I had a bunch of energy and I was needing to just wear myself out so I can have a chance at getting some sleep at a somewhat decent hour. So I'm not sleeping all day tomorrow. So, yeah. Gotta take a shower, get my hair, all the hairspray washed out of my freaking hair. So much hairspray. Ah! Yes. Ah, thank you. Thank you. What? I do hope you're able to get some sleep tonight. Me too. Alright. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you for hanging with me while I do some reading. And I will probably see you tomorrow. Either reading the book some more or playing maybe Dredge, some more Dredge. I don't know, maybe I'll get back to either Dredge or maybe some more, I don't know, I still need to get sorted the, one. Oh, yes, I love that so much. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you for the Sweet Dreams gift. Oh, that was so cool. I love that one. Thank you. That actually looks very nice. My hair? I just took it out. Alright, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm pretty tired, thankfully. You're so welcome. Alright, love you guys. Good night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Unless I sleep all day, then the next day. Alright, good night. Nighty night. Can't help it. Oh, when I initially took it out, now it doesn't. Yeah, I get it. It looked good for a second, now it doesn't. Not anymore, no. Night. Nighty night. Oh my